What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TBT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how All right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TPT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey, guys, it's Leva Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TBT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
That's us. Hello and welcome. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. I am TBT. That guy over there, that's Ace. If you're watching, if you're listening, he says hi.
I did just now.
Yeah, see, there we go. Welcome to episode 62.
Which is it, Penn or Teller that doesn't talk? Is it? It's Teller. Right?
It's Teller, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like Teller.
That would be a pretty crappy podcast if only one of us talked.
Yeah, and I just sat here.
And because nobody would be able to see your head shake up and down.
Right.
Or back and forth to say no. All right, we are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook and the Twitter universe. If you want to jump into the chat, we recommend that you jump in on YouTube because that's what we're watching as this is going on. The chat is currently being moderated by Natalie, our resident moderator. Looks like Kathy's in there right now. There's a few others who have not said anything in the chat. What are you doing? Get in there and say something. Say hi. Say how much we suck. How much you suck. Brett is in there. Good to see him. Yeah. So jump in there. So we've got news to talk about a little bit here and there. It's summer. Things are kind of slow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do we jump right into this?
Hey, no time like the present, because you were the one that experienced this. The rest of us didn't get, to the starting line really with this. And we're talking about the Taylor Swift extravaganza.
Yes. Extravaganza, disaster. What are some other words for really crappy things? Monstrosity.
Yeah. Abomination.
That's a good one. It's the abomination. Oh, and I made a mistake. We are not live on Twitter. We're live on X. Because that's what it's called now.
I don't like that.
I don't either. Hey, send me a tweet. Hey, send me an X. It's not the same.
Did Elon ever come out and say that that's what you have to call it, an X?
Well, when I pull up,
acceptable.
When I pull up my phone and I go to my social media stuff, it's an X. It's not even named Twitter.
No.
I want to show this, or at least for those that are watching, it's just an X.
Right. And it changed on its own. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did an update and boom, there it was. I don't understand. So anyway, yeah, as you were saying, this monstrosity.
You can fit an X-rated.
Oh, no. No.
Maybe later.
Yeah, that's for after the show. Anyway, so we talked a little bit last week about you and me and Lil TBT and I believe your wife and even Kathy, a bunch of people that are trying to get into the preferred fan pre-sale for Taylor Swift tickets for the 3 Indianapolis shows, since we are also in Indiana.
Right.
We all tried. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. You didn't get it.
No.
Your wife didn't get it. Kathy did not get it. Oh, but hold on. Pump the brakes. Lil TBT got it. She gets you are going to be in the pre-sale for the verified fan thing, whatever it's called. So what does she do? She jumps in and she says, "Hey, yo, Dad, help me out. You help me, I help you," kind of thing. I said, "Okay, we can do that." So I decided I'm going to be the one to try to get tickets. I'm trying to get 4. All right, we'll get to that here in a minute. So pre-sale was going to be at 3:00 Eastern, and you were sent a code, a link to be able to log in, and you were sent a code that you would enter later on in the process. All right. So I get in there and I get in at about 2:00. So an hour before. And all it's showing is that, ticket sales start in an hour. So it was doing absolutely nothing. Part of the instructions were do not refresh your page. Do not, have more than one browser open. All this stuff, because if you do, then you have a chance of getting kicked out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Screw you, Ticketmaster, whatever. Which I get. Maybe it's to help control the bots that are coming in trying to buy tickets, all that fun stuff. Okay, whatever. So 3:00 rolls around. I get into what they call the queue. All right. Yeah.
It sounded optimistic at the time, but ended
It
up
did.
being ominous.
I was excited to get in the queue until I saw this.
And that is a screenshot from your phone.
Correct.
Stating that you are now in the queue.
Yes.
And there are 20,211 people ahead of you.
Correct. 20,211 people in front of me. Now, let's just imagine that of those 20,211 people, every single one of them wanted to get 4 tickets. I'm going to pull that back up. That would be 40,844 tickets. Okay? That's a lot of tickets. And we know for a fact that Lucas Oil Stadium does not hold that many people. So there's my first gripe.
Well, I thought we determined they held about 60,000.
Does my math suck? Yeah, my math sucks. So yeah, correct. That was my fault. So yeah.
And there's 3 shows.
Right. Well, okay, this was only for the Sunday night show.
Okay, Sunday night.
They split the buying up for each show. So what I'm doing this day on Friday at 3 p.m. is trying to get my tickets for the Sunday show. 20,000 people in front of me. Doing the math. 40-some thousand tickets if everybody bought 4. Okay. Cool. Not worried about it because we know Lucas Oil Stadium can handle that many. So time goes by and I'm just waiting. 45 minutes to an hour. Oh, look. I'm down to 7,777 people in front of me.
Okay, that's better.
We're getting there. Exactly. So I've got Lil TBT on FaceTime. So, she's excited. She's like, cool, we're going to do this. So I'm like, all right, cool, More time goes by and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, look, we're less than 4,000. We're at 3,981. This was probably within 10 minutes.
Okay, that was quick.
It was dropping basically about 500 people at a time. Okay, I'm not showing any more pictures. That's it, because I'm just going to get more angry if I keep on doing it.
How many of those were bots?
I don't know. However,
I
don't know, but supposedly this whole thing with having this code, I haven't even put the code in yet. All I did was push the link to be able to go to the queue. So it's kind of like back in the day when you would call the radio station trying to win tickets, and they pick it up and like, you're caller number 5, you're caller number 6, and you want to be number 8. Oh, sorry, you're caller number 9, blah, blah, blah. So I finally get into, let me pull this picture back up because I want to remember what it's called. I get into over to the right-hand side of the queue. If you're watching, but if you can't, you get into the area where it says pick your tickets. I'm ecstatic. I'm like, sweet, we're in. It then tells me to put in my code. Right click, copy, paste, go. Boom, I'm in. Huge list of tickets.
Really? You got that far?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm there, man. I am at the screen where it is showing me the stadium. It is showing me the tickets that are available. Ticketmaster has automatically set this at 2 tickets. I wanted to get 4. I'm not being greedy. I needed 4. 4 tickets was the most you could get.
Yeah, that's
so
reasonable.
I immediately go up. I clicked 4, and I go in, and I'm like, boom! It refreshes. It refreshes fast, and it gives me this list of tickets. I click it. Boom! Click to buy or add to cart. It was add to cart. We're sorry. Another fan beat you to it. Hit OK. Go to the next set. Boom. This is no kidding. This is no exaggeration. I did that over 100 times until the point.
My Lord.
Yeah, until the point that I got no tickets showing up asking for 4. Because what Ticketmaster does is they want to sit all 4 of those tickets together because they think they're doing you a favor. We want you 4 to sit together.
Okay.
But since you're not, there's no more tickets available together of 4. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me drop it to 3. And again, I got little TBT with me. She's like, drop it to 3. So I go to 3. Boom, there's tickets. Click. We're sorry, another fan beat you. At least 50 more times until there's nothing there. I go to 2. It's like, all right, if anything, I'll take the wife. Click it. Same thing over and over and over. We're sorry, another fan beat you to it. I'm like, bro, I literally just clicked this. How are you telling me that I've been beat?
Right.
After 2 hours of doing this, I was not getting any other tickets coming up available. I switched it to 1 ticket. $45 tickets popping up.
Okay.
I'm like, screw it. I'll get 1 ticket. Boom. We're sorry. Another fan beat you to it. What? How is this happening? I keep clicking 1, keep clicking 1. Nothing. All of a sudden, boom, it's not showing any tickets available. So I'm like, okay. Little TBT's like, what do we do? And I'm like, we're going to sit here. We're going to wait 15 minutes to see if Ticketmaster is somehow releasing seats every 2 minutes, every 5, every 10, something. I'm using my mind because you and I have been to many concerts in the past, and sometimes when they figure out how many's going to be there, they'll open up a section, so that you can have another chance at getting them. So I kept checking. Nothing's coming up. Oh, there's 1. Boom, click. I'll take 1. We're sorry. Another fan beat you to it.
What?
I don't understand how, number 1. It's not like I was moving slow. I got both my hands. It's rocking and rolling. Nothing. After about 45 minutes of no longer seeing any tickets come up, and at close to 5:30, so 2.5 hours later, I was done. And I said, there's nothing I can do. I even went in and put the code in again to see if it would come up and say, sorry, there's no more tickets available. No.
Never did that.
No, I put the code in. It said, go get your tickets, fool.
You're
Nothing.
kidding.
No, nothing. So I left angry, as you can imagine. Not angry at the fact I didn't get tickets. That was a disappointment. I'm angry because of this process. Because I'm a straight thinker, and I'm thinking, how are there no tickets for me to get? Why is there not a box for me to check that says, I don't give a crap if they're together or not? Just
Sure.
being there would be, would be cool, would be a highlight. And maybe
Right.
you can trade off with somebody, be like, hey, you're by yourself. Here's this ticket, same price, same level, whatever. So yeah, after 2.5 hours, nothing. So I stopped. I looked at little TBT and I said, what do I do? And she goes, well, we'll see if something comes up on the general sale, when they open it to the public. And I'm sitting there thinking, how are they going to open any tickets up to the public
Right.
when a verified fan with the code was unable to get a ticket? So my logic starts kicking in, and I go back and I think, when we jumped in here, and let me tell you, with this picture that I just popped up, it says 20,211 people in front of me in the queue. And you can see that the bar has moved. Before I took this screenshot, it was at 22,000 people. So there were 22,000 people ahead of me in this queue. If you're going to let 22,000 people into the queue,
Mm-hmm.
would you not multiply that by 4?
Right.
And have 44,000 tickets available
There
for
should be.
everyone that was
Yeah.
invited to this presale?
Yeah. There should be tickets there for everyone.
Right.
If you got a code, you should have got a ticket.
Exactly. Even one.
Right.
But multiply it by 4, because 4 is the most you can get. Maybe I'm not thinking about this logically. But 44,000 tickets, 22,000 people in line, and I don't know how many people were behind me. There could have been another 20 behind me, and somebody was sitting there at 40,000, and they probably got a ticket. But I couldn't
So
understand how I didn't get one, even just one, when I was invited. Little TBT was invited, when we were invited as a verified fan. How does that happen? No wonder people hate Ticketmaster so much.
Well, this whole system they've set up, this verified fan system, is supposed to keep the bots out. And I just have a feeling they weren't able to do that. I've not read anything yet about it, but I just have a feeling if you were getting down to 7,000 people ahead of you, and then you're in, and as soon as you click on it, it's gone. As soon as you click on it, I mean, you weren't getting. Here's what I pictured you would get. You would get 3 minutes to scope out tickets, click, buy, something like that,
Right.
and then boom, the next person or whatever.
Yep.
Or they could set you off in a section. Here's 100 people. Here's the section. You guys buy your tickets. You got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I guess that's not how that would work.
Apparently not. Because and everybody in the chat's pointing out that I suck at math, and yeah, obviously if there's 20,000 people and I'm looking for 4 tickets, and everybody in there is looking for 4 tickets, that's 80,000 tickets, because
Okay.
2 times 4 is 8. Yeah. Okay. So I just corrected myself, so all y'all can kiss my ass. 80,000 tickets. Why have 20,000 people in the verified fan with the possibility of getting 4 tickets each when you can't even hold that many people in the stadium?
So are they counting on certain amount of people not being able to purchase tickets because they can't afford them? They get in there, they can't pay for them, and they don't want to have tickets hanging.
Don't know, but here's the thing, not my problem. Like, if you're in there to just get one, great. Get your one ticket. That means 3 people, or that means 3 additional tickets can go towards the general public when they open that up. But don't put 20,000 people in with the ability to get 4 tickets when your stadium doesn't even hold that many people. I don't think that's a responsibility of Lucas Oil Stadium or Taylor Swift for that matter. This is Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster knows how many seats are going to be. Even if they don't, they can ballpark it and play it safe and say, you know what? We need to just let in, I don't know, 10,000 people with the possibility of maybe 4 tickets. That's 40,000 tickets. That girl selling pizza or working at Domino's who's on shift trying to get a ticket, one ticket, may not be able to because of the way they've got this situated. Here's my other thought. If you have to put in your billing information, and maybe I'm just being selfish here with this, but when we first started talking about this, I mentioned that you didn't get put in. I didn't get put in. Your wife didn't get put in. All 3 of us are in the state of Indiana.
Right.
Why? Nothing against little TBT. Why
Right.
is someone who lives in Florida getting a verified fan code for an Indiana show?
Right. And that's one person.
One person.
What if there were more than little TBT from Florida? What if there was a lot of little TBTs from all over?
Well, there are, but that's another story.
Trying to get in. And I'm, I mean, of course, Kathy tried. Now she's in New York. We know that. And that was allowed.
Sure.
You know, how do we know where these people are at and what are they buying them for?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're buying even 4 tickets and you live in Michigan, I guess you could drive from there. Let's say you're in Nevada and you buy 4 tickets. Are you going to the Indiana show or are you just wanting to sell tickets?
You're selling them, guaranteed.
Right. You're putting them on eBay or something.
Yeah. So that kind of, you have to log into your account, your Ticketmaster account. This was at the beginning in order to, and because you went through this, in order to register for the pre-sale, you had to log into your account and all that. And it was like, cool. Cause that way it knew who to send the email to, who to send the text message to. If your billing information is in there, and I'm not talking the address you put in, I'm talking your billing information. So whatever credit card you're using, bank account or whatever, it better have an Indiana zip code.
Okay.
Again, selfish, whatever. However, we're talking 3 shows. Someone from Florida gets, yep, you can be a verified fan. A lot of people in Indiana, they don't. Now, yeah, you call me a crybaby, whatever, for not getting the tickets, but this is a flaw with Ticketmaster. Taylor Swift has already dealt with a flaw with Ticketmaster, and I can use little TBT as an example of this. When she got her tickets for the show in Atlanta, she was in the queue for 8 hours.
Holy heck.
She was trying to get a ticket because they were selling all the tickets for each show. I don't remember if there were 2 or 3. I don't even know if she's in the chat. There were 3 shows. We'll say 3 shows. She was in the queue with however many people for 3 shows. And if you got a ticket, good on you. 8 hours. I have no reason to complain only being in it for 2.
Right.
But it's still a flawed system.
Well, sure. And there were people prior in the prior shows, not this time around, that were getting kicked out of the queue. That was a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the queue, ready to buy tickets, and somehow it's crashing, it's kicking them out. The bots are buying everything, whatever.
Right.
That's one of the sources of frustration for the Swifties. They were all in tears. We all saw the videos because they were getting kicked out of the queue.
Yeah. Now,
You never got kicked out. You were able to even go back in.
Well, I never went out. So there's a tab up at the top that you can click on, and I clicked it just to see what it did, and it said put in your code. My code was already in, but I did it again just to make sure that I wasn't going to get told, sorry, there's no more tickets available. But I never was.
Sandra said there were 2 shows.
Okay, 2 shows.
2 shows.
2 shows that she sat in the queue for 8 hours. And guess what? I believe she got 2 or 3 tickets.
So 8 hours. So perseverance, it pays off. She gets 2 or 3 tickets.
Yeah.
You're in there for 2, and you waited 2.5. You're in there
constantly plugging,
and you're hitting and hitting and hitting these seats and not getting anything.
Right.
I don't understand how someone is faster. I don't. How many people were in this queue? The thing is, Ticketmaster will never explain any of this.
No, and
so we'll never know.
We never will. And I've never really had frustration with Ticketmaster before, because you go in, you buy a ticket, cool. You get a VIP thing, cool, no big deal. This was something, obviously, we knew thousands of people were going to be trying to get tickets, but I've never sensed the frustration that I did when this was going on, because the logic for me was not there. I didn't get it. I still don't get it. I'm still ticked off about it. I don't get to go to the show. Oh, well. But what happens when they release the tickets to the general public? And this will not happen, but what if I'm able to go in there, boom, get 4 tickets? Explain that.
Will there be tickets available?
I don't know.
Did they hold some back for general admission?
Yeah, they've got my 4.
See, that's ridiculous. If they held them back, and granted, you want to make them available to as many people as possible, but if you want to get them, jump in the pre-sale.
How hard was it? You put in your email address and you hit go.
Right. And we don't know what the prices are going to be when they get released, because that'll be a secondary market victim right there. $400, $500, $600, $700 a shot.
Right. Well,
easy.
Think about this too. Well, I had somebody sending me a text the same day I was trying to get the tickets, and she told me that they're already on secondary for $3,000. The most expensive ticket that I was trying to get, they were like, I want to say $249.
Okay, how close?
1 row up from a floor.
Okay, so a pretty good seat.
Yeah, even side view. Man, I was even clicking on the ones that said partially obstructed view. Nobody wants those tickets. I'll take them. No, somebody else beat me to it. Really? Was it somebody or was it a bot?
So you're saying, the prices themselves weren't even outrageous?
No, not for the actual ticket prices for the show through Ticketmaster.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with that.
Think about this. You, me, your wife, Kathy, all 4 of us were waitlisted.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when they release tickets to the general public?
Right.
What about those people that were waitlisted? They're going to be sitting here going, hold on now.
Yeah, do I get an email saying that there's another sale?
Yeah, why can't I be the next queue of 20,000 people to get 10 tickets total? So it's a flawed system, and I've never worried about it. I never paid attention to it. I know there's various artists out there that have had super big issues with Ticketmaster. Lil TBT brought up a good point the day we were trying to get tickets, and she said, Taylor's making a crap ton of money. Why isn't she selling the tickets herself?
Right off her site.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Number one, the site would crash. But if you get enough servers, like obviously Ticketmaster has, then it's not going to crash. But the biggest thing, the easiest way to do this, however many tickets you have, that's how many people you let in.
Yes.
Or imagine whatever your capacity is, multiply that by, or divide that by 4. There's the amount of people you let in for the verified fan. Cut it in half so you've got some for the public or for the people that are waitlisted.
Right. The rest are waitlisted. Let's say you waitlist the rest after you have the ones that you've got this many seats. And then if say someone can't afford the tickets, they get in there and they realize, oh, I maxed out my credit card. I don't have any money. Yeah. They get kicked out and the waitlist person comes in.
There you go.
I mean, that makes more sense to me than just opening the floodgates and it's the Wild West, and hopefully it's a person you're competing with and not a bot, which I
Right.
think you were probably competing with a lot of those.
Yeah. How many people sold their code? You know,
Oh, I didn't think
that's a
about that.
possibility. Somebody could have sold their code. So Lil TBT had somebody send her a DM on the Twitter, on X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and was like, "Hey," because she was making posts. You know, my life is in my dad's hands. I'm hoping that we get through. You know, all this fun stuff that 20-something-year-old kids do. This girl DM'd her and said, "Hey, if your dad's able to score a ticket, I'll buy it from him," which was cool, because there's other people that are trying to get this, and she was being genuine, but it wasn't someone that she knew per se, but she knew this person was not a bot, was not a scalper. Um, I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want that person to get I don't want that person to get blasted. I'll tell you off the air, but this was someone who just reached out to her randomly and was like, "Hey, this is Indianapolis. I'm nowhere near there, but if your dad's able to get one, cool, hook it up." And Ashley was like, "Oh gosh, I don't know if he'll be able to, but we'll try." And then they had a conversation about, her going to the Atlanta show, blah, blah, blah. But
Okay.
it just seems to me that this is a ridiculously flawed system. I don't think it's fair to us, people our age, or like I mentioned a while ago, the teenager that's working at the freaking pizza store, trying to scalp up enough money. Scalp, I guess I
Right.
should say that.
Well,
Scrape up enough money.
and that's the fan anyway. I mean, you're a fan, but you're not the target audience for
Right.
Taylor Swift. The target audience can't really afford those tickets anyway. But they want to get in there and buy a ticket. Now they can't because they click on it, not available. Click on it, not available.
Yeah.
They've got the money. They worked, sold pizzas, like you said. You know, uh, and Natalie suggests letting the venue sell them. You suggested Taylor sell them on her website. The problem is uh, something like that is going to require a bigger infrastructure
Sure.
that Taylor probably doesn't want to deal with just for her tickets. Although she's got the capacity to do it, the venue doesn't want to. And Ticketmaster and Live Nation are intertwined deeply with these venues. I mean, they own the venues. It's almost a monopoly. I mean, it is. It is a monopoly
It is absolutely.
because Ticketmaster owns Live Nation, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
either way, you're going through one or the other.
Yeah. Uh, was it Sandra just said, or it's also not fair to the mom or pop trying to get for their kids. Exactly. And the prices, they were not outrageous, but it's just, I don't know. It sucks. The venue's selling them. I mean, that's fine. Do you remember the days of being able to go to the mall
Mm-hmm.
and go into the record store and
Yep.
walking up to the counter and being like, "Hey, I need a ticket to the Cinderella concert." "Oh, okay. How many
Right.
do you need?" "4."
Piece of cake
"Yeah.
is what.
Okay. It's $80 because they were $20 a piece."
Where do you want to sit? That
Yep.
kind of thing. The last time I remember buying them that way, I don't remember the show. It might have been Kiss Revenge Tour. Might have been. Uh, J.C. Penney here in town was selling them. That's where you bought your tickets, at the
Oh, that's
J.C. Penney.
crazy.
And we were all in line. There was a line, and I had never stood in line to buy any ticket ever.
Right.
But this was it was a big Kiss record at the time, and so people were interested. And so you got in line, and you're thinking, okay, I'm the fourth one. I'm gonna get a good seat. I'm gonna get a good shot here. Someone comes out and rearranges the line, and you know how they did it? They gave us a bullet, and on the bullet was a piece of tape with a marked number that they had handwritten on the bullet, and they handed it to you, and you got number 7, but I was number 4. I was number 4. Now I'm number 7.
Yeah.
So we rearranged, and then they let us go in one at a time and go buy our tickets.
Yeah.
And
But
it still took an hour or less.
Yeah. And they would print it out.
Yep.
And they would stick it in a Ticketmaster envelope and say, okay, here you go. They would even ask you if you wanted the floor. I remember I said Cinderella because I remember this vividly, going to a Cinderella concert. They were like, do you want the floor? And I was like, well, what else do you have available? And they said, we've got this, this, and this. This is when I was living in Virginia. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the floor. And I said, okay. It was no big deal. There was no bum rush to, oh, I got to get those floor tickets. We also didn't have to worry about bots as much, I guess. Back to one of the points you made. In 2010, Live Nation and Ticketmaster merged.
Okay.
So, and that created Live Nation Entertainment in 2010. The company promotes, operates, and manages ticket sales for live entertainment in the United States and internationally. More like they hook up the bots.
Yeah, Kathy says she remembers buying tickets in Walmart at the electronics counter. So she was there doing the same thing I did.
Yeah. McFarland says the same thing and get a paper ticket,
Yeah, and then no, the paper ticket's so cool because I still got them all. I always like that, just pulling out the old ticket stubs.
Sure.
And just like cool, look where I went. I've been to all these shows. I don't have that now. I think we talked about that last week, but yes, exactly. McFarland thing said what I said, Monopoly.
Yep, exactly. And I know she just recently went to the Godsmack concert up at Deer Creek.
I wanted to go. I did not pick that show this summer to go to.
She went, said it was awesome. But here's the thing: I guarantee she didn't have to worry about all this stupid Ticketmaster.
No, because you have such a unique artist in Taylor Swift that is creating this, not of her own, not on purpose. She's just that popular that we've got to come up. Ticketmaster says we've got to come up a way to make this as fair as we can.
Right.
Which they can't. And we got to find a way to keep the bots out. We don't know that they did that. So she's changed the way tickets, at least for her shows, are being sold.
Right.
And maybe bigger shows in the U.S., like I mentioned Ed Sheeran last week. I wonder if they had something similar. But if I wanted to go buy tickets for Godsmack, like you said, I could probably have bought them day of.
I could have used my phone and picked them up.
Right.
No big deal. Buy them off the app. You just can't do that with an artist for, that's Taylor Swift. I don't know of any other artist where this has happened.
Right, and that's not a knock against Godsmack.
No,
I'm sure that Deer Creek was full. I'm sure they were full.
Yeah,
that's not a knock on them.
No,
but this is Taylor Swift, and she's changed everything.
Right.
I mean, I could go through a list of things in the music industry that she has changed just by her existence.
Right. Exactly. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, and I think it just it hit my last nerve when it came to the whole Ticketmaster thing because of listening to people gripe and complain. And Taylor Swift was one of those that also griped and complained because she halted ticket sales altogether until Ticketmaster basically, got their act together. This isn't getting their act together.
So what was different this time around as opposed to the last time around when everyone was getting kicked out of the queue and that sort of thing? It sounds like it was the same thing.
No, one of the biggest differences is that you're now buying them per show instead of per city. So it was the 2 shows in Atlanta that Lil TBT was going after. And she just happened to get whatever show I think was available. I think she may have been able at some point to click on, Thursday instead of Friday or vice versa, whatever. I'm not exactly sure, but it still took 8 hours because she said, go ahead.
And you didn't get a chance to get into another show.
No.
It was the Sunday show, period.
Yeah. And if you remember when we filled that thing out, it asked you what was your preferred show and then what was your secondary.
Yeah. Yes.
I picked Sunday as primary, Saturday as secondary. Okay, well, I was only picking for the Sunday show. Why ask then?
Right.
Is it because they've got 50,000 people and now they're going to split it and say, okay, 25 at this show, 25 at the next show? Well, if that's the case, where's my ticket?
Here's another thought. When we filled out the verified fan, application, let's say,
Right.
and you picked the night you wanted to go as a primary and a secondary show to follow, what if you picked a price range or a section or something like that? Then let's say you get in the queue, and instead of you picking tickets and getting rejected, what if when you get in the queue, it flashes tickets at you? See, so prior to this, you say, I want 4 tickets. Then it flashes 4 tickets at you. It's section X, rows, 5, seats 1 through 4. Do you want them? Yes or no? And here's the price. Because you picked a range from 45 to 150.
Sure.
Per ticket. And you say, yeah, I want those 4 tickets. Because you may not get better tickets. If you say no, it may be another, let's say, 15, 20 minutes, and then they flash another one. Now they're nosebleed.
Or one and done.
You're right. Or you're so far down in the lower seats, you can't afford it.
Your dogs are going ape shit crazy.
Yes, because people had just came home.
Okay. Yeah, I like your idea. But I think I would limit it. It's you either take it or you don't get any. Sorry about your luck.
Right.
And
Right.
it's luck of the draw if you
Yes.
get in the front of that section, the back of that section,
Right.
middle, whatever.
Right. You picked a price range and you picked 2 sections or whatever to work with. Give them something to work with.
Yeah.
They flash the 4 tickets at you. Yes or no? And you say, yeah, I got to take them. So, but you would have got tickets.
Exactly. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah. I like my idea. I should patent that.
Yeah.
Or call them.
I'm gonna send this entire episode to Taylor's mom and be like, listen to us. This is what's going on. I missed my opportunity to give her a bracelet.
You did.
And that's just not cool.
You would have got a bless your heart.
Yeah, and I accepted that.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to start the Weekly Pour podcast ticket sales.
Okay.
Only for people we like. Everybody else, so what? I don't know. Maybe I'll start TBT tickets. TBT before Ticketmaster.
Right.
I don't know. That probably wouldn't work either. Dear Mrs. Swift, Aston TBT got it figured out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, Natalie. That's exactly right. We have it. I wanted to go. I miss all the good tickets this summer. Effing economy. Kathy, well put. Yeah.
Speaking of shows, Saturday, I have Nickelback.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, hang on. Look at this photograph. See what I did there?
Yeah. And I don't care if anyone picks on me for wanting to go see Nickelback. I think it's going to be a fun show. I have a minor concern that Chad Kruger's voice might give out because he's already had an issue.
Is it Kruger or is it Kroger? Or is it Freddy Krueger or Freddy Kroger?
Kroger, but I think I was corrected to Kruger.
Oh.
So I'm going to go with Kruger. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I don't understand why Brad Paisley's opening. We have talked about this in the past multiple times, but I don't know how I'm going to react to that or any other fan.
Not a huge country fan, but Brad Paisley can shred a guitar.
Okay, right. Maybe that's what I'm going to get. A little bit of that.
Sure.
I mean, Carrie Underwood's opening for GNR right now, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I
figure
bet.
that one. What'd you say?
Nothing. Yeah. I'm so irritated. So ticked off. Yeah. But we'll get off this whole Ticketmaster thing now for the last 15 minutes or so. Because I saw a couple things that I thought were pretty interesting in the news. And I kind of want your take on one of them for sure. Because I believe this person. I'm not sure why this is just now coming out, but Chris Daughtry has said that he was one of the singers who were approached about singing for Aerosmith when the rest of the band fell out with Steven Tyler back in 2009.
Right, I saw this.
Yeah.
I can tell you why it's coming out now.
Has he got an album dropping?
Yes.
I knew it.
The first single dropped last Friday.
Oh.
I don't have it in front of me what it was, but I listened to it. I'm going to have to give it another listen, see what I think.
Okay.
It's a little different, not what I'm used to from Daughtry. But regardless, yeah, they've got an album coming out. He's got an album, however you look at Daughtry. But Chris Daughtry is a phenomenal singer.
Yes.
I think you and I can agree on that.
100%.
And he admits that he was shocked that he got a phone call because he doesn't think that he would fit Aerosmith at all, those songs. And I don't know that he would either. I don't know who would. You know, who would?
Michael Starr.
Why? Because he can sing anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. But yeah, you have a point. Daughtry's just not good singer. Yes, we both admit that. But Aerosmith quality, I don't know.
Well, it's just the style in which Steven Tyler sings.
Right.
He's not a perfect singer by any means. He's not meant to be. I always felt like Chris is a little more precise. You know, a little more of a precise singer. I don't think he would sound good singing same old story, same old song and dance, and Toys in the Attic. And
yeah, could he do Dream On?
He says he on a good day you can do Dream On and maybe even hit the high note at the end. Maybe
On a good day, I can't hit the high note on Dream On.
He says on 1 out of every 5, he can probably hit it.
Oh, that's great. So you just it's wait for Ticketmaster to give you the ticket for whichever one he can sing it.
Right. If you're lucky, roll of the dice, you'll get the good night. So I just can't figure it. But this reminds me of, how many people have come out and said they were called by Joe Perry?
True.
Chris Daughtry now was Rob Halford, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think there were some others. There were several people, right? So this reminds me of all the people that have come out saying that Eddie Van Halen called them because they were getting ready to boot Roth, or Roth's leaving, however that's looked at.
Right.
And I mean, everybody has a story where Eddie Van Halen called them. Like,
yeah,
name a singer. Glenn Hughes just did, didn't he? Didn't Glenn Hughes just come out and say that he was called by Eddie Van Halen?
Right.
Think about how is that going to work?
That's like saying James Hetfield was called to fill in for freaking Paul Stanley and Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Detroit, Rock City, yeah, doesn't work. Yeah. In other news, and this is so important that we have to cover it, Vince Neil has released his 5 favorite albums of all time.
All time.
All time. His all-time 5 favorite albums. I don't think these are in any particular order. Back in Black from AC/DC. According to Vince, there's nothing but hits on that record, and I love AC/DC. We've toured with them before. They're great guys, a lot of fun. I like remembering those memories. but not lyrics. I added that part. Whatever. Number 2 on his list, or the second one on the list, Rocks, the 76 album from Aerosmith.
Right. And he could not fit that album either. He couldn't sing for them.
No. I was surprised by this one for him. Cosmos Factory from Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, good album. And he admits John Fogerty's a great singer and they're a lot of fun to listen to. I just don't know all of their lyrics. I may have added that part too. This is unfair, but he says any album by Journey. I don't remember the record called Any Album.
Any album by
He
Journey.
says any album by Journey.
That's really interesting because Journey has had some phases that they
Oh, no. According to Vince Neil, I would take one of the Journey albums, any one of them, they're all amazing. Journey never put out a bad album, so I would take any of those and learn their lyrics. I added that part.
I don't know if they put out a bad album. They're just if you took a Journey fan that liked Frontiers or Escape, right?
Right.
And you sat them down and you played Journey Next, which is their second or third record.
Second or third, yep.
With no Steve Perry, sparse vocals by Greg Raleigh, and you sat them down and said, listen to this Journey record, you'll love it. They are going to hit you over the head with a frying pan.
Yeah.
Because unless they're just that into music, but which I am. But your average Journey fan is going to say, what is this?
Exactly. The fifth listed album is the 1974 album Endless Summer from the Beach Boys.
A lot of people like that record.
Good record. Vince says, and I quote, if I'm laying on the beach somewhere by myself, I'm going to listen to Endless Summer and not remember the lyrics. No, we won't.
When you are mentioning these with him in mind, I keep trying to hear it in my head, him singing them. I don't know why.
Don't. It will give you nightmares.
Like him doing a Beach Boys tune. I can't.
No. Get around, I get around. And
he might be able to do that one. That could go metal sounding. You could do a metal.
Yeah, version. But he couldn't do it. Hey, around, and then let the crowd sing.
Yeah, hold the mic out.
Yeah. In other Motley Crue news, I don't know if you saw the article or not, but Nikki Sixx just made a statement not too long ago saying that he was, I'm going to get this wrong, but he was somewhat shocked as it was unexpected that Mick Mars wasn't going to be able to tour.
I saw that, was it about a week ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, blown away. He was blown away.
Bitch, you in a lawsuit with this man. Come on.
He never saw this coming.
No, never saw it coming.
Not through his injury. I mean, his affliction. I'm sorry, his affliction. His issues with the fact that they didn't have him play on half the records and brought other people in to replace him. I mean, we could go on and on and on about all the Mick Mars grievances, and he never
because
saw
it's been 10 years that they've been talking about that. But he never saw it coming.
Kathy's listed her top 5 that she would take with her. Styx Equinox, Damn Yankees, Cinderella Night Songs, Judas Priest Painkiller, Shanghai Bombs Away. That's a good record.
Yeah,
you never heard
it is.
Shanghai.
I like that list. Cinderella Night Song surprises me.
Really, that's a great record.
No, it is, but I wouldn't expect that from her. But I am super duper excited that she put Damn Yankees in there.
Kathy's a huge Cinderella fan.
Well, considering her dog's name is Kiefer.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not for Kiefer Sutherland.
No, no.
She really likes 24. You know that show with Kiefer? That's good. But I love Damn Yankees.
I do too. I mean, the thing with Damn Yankees is we all got those two really good records. And that's it, right? And then we want more. And then they tease us with this talk of, well, maybe we could, but it keeps that legacy going.
Right.
It's actually brilliant marketing.
Oh, it totally is.
But
you saw something earlier that we didn't get a chance to discuss, and that was the Dead Daisies with our friend John Corabi. They just did a cover of Slide It In from Whitesnake, and I'm going to attempt to put that link. Boom. I put the link in the chat. When the show's over, everybody click that link and go watch that. Give it your thoughts. Tell us what you think. Remember, it's not the Whitesnake. It's the Dead Daisies doing a cover. So it's going to sound a little bit different, as it should. But it's still good. It's John Corabi.
I've not heard it. And when you mention that, it being different, David Coverdale is a whole different type of singer.
Yeah.
Than Corabi.
Daughtry was asked to fill in for Whitesnake.
Hey,
not really.
This made me think of something just now.
Uh-oh.
This is two bands that we know of that Daughtry has been asked, allegedly, to be in on. The other being Fuel.
Yeah.
When that story's a little wacky though, but when he was in the American Idol thing, supposedly Fuel is like, hey, come and join us. We're getting ready to make a new record because he did him. Well, I never figured that out, why that ever came out, because they were already in the studio with Torn Green. So I don't know why that was ever even a thing, but two bands.
Backdoor politics.
Yeah, you think so?
No, but I mean, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense.
Or some way to get your name out there because you're putting out a new record?
Maybe.
Yeah, and you got a new singer?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, slick product placement.
Yeah. Get more votes. Buy more albums. Here. Eat my cereal. Yeah. That's what I think.
What
I don't
cereal?
Know. Well, theoretically. Daughtry Crisp. It's new cereal. You know what it comes with? It comes with verified fan registration. You know how many tickets you're going to get? Not a damn one.